Alright, so I've been on the waiting list for this thing for over three years, not quite 3.5, but 3 years, since 2017. And at the time when I signed up on the waiting list, I didn't know if I was going to need this thing or not. And as it turns out, it's like perfect timing, because I'm at a point now to where this piece will fit perfectly in the studio. So it's really exciting. This is the longest I've ever waited for something like that. It's gonna be super cool. So let's go down, catch some scenery, pick this thing up. Alright, so I was going to save opening this for the house, but I went to the UPS customer service center, and basically, this is some garbage, but so there's 2 shipments, as I mentioned before. One I had held for pickup, and I thought I was going to cover both, but it's 2 separate shipments, which is fine. But the hang up is, for this shipment, the one that I picked up, they said there's a brokerage fee, which is customs, which I expected, you know, no problem. So it's about $40. It's $40 per box. And so I pull out my wallet and I'm about to pay this lady, and she says, "Oh, we only take check." I'm like, check? What is this, like 2005? Like, who uses checks anymore? I understand it. Like, I kind of get why they would use checks. But, like, really, UPS? I mean, come on. You know, there should be a way to pay online. You should be able to take cash or card at your store, but not just check. Anyways, so luckily, my wife rode with me, and she has a checkbook. She still does checks for whatever reason, and thank you so much. I'm glad she takes checks, or does checks. But the other package is en route to the house, and the delivery window is always, it ranges. Sometimes I show up early, sometimes I show up late. But my understanding is that they won't deliver it until I pay this brokerage fee. Here it is. I had to open it in the car just to see if this was the main box, because if it wasn't, then I was gonna go straight home and just wait for the UPS guy. But here it is. Oh man, get ready for it. Oh, you know those white buttons? 3 years. So happy when this email came in. All right, so back at the house, back in the studio. So we got the power adapter here. You know, they did a lot of things right. The security thing to screw on the power adapter, that's super cool. I don't have any pieces of gear that have that with a lock. A nice touch was, well, for one, it's packed really well. Like, I'm impressed with the packing. Yeah, nice custom tight fit. Doing it right, man. I'm impressed. And before we get this open, there's a nice manual. But this is really cool. So, like, a custom Cirklon printed binder for the manual, which is super neat, super professional. So there's a note in here. They're updating the manual, and they're gonna send that pretty soon. So, signed by Barbara and Colin. So that's pretty cool. Nice touch. I always appreciate handwritten stuff like that. Already I can tell, like, the build quality is super solid. So this is the Mark II, so it's got the updated display. And also I got the CVIO that's in there. So yeah, really cool design. I can verify the panels are really thick. Wow. These switches, I think these are Cherry MX switches. So if you know anything about mechanical keyboards, Cherry's like the standard, like the best switch. Cherry's like the most widely used, and the red ones have no click to them, so these don't have a click, which is cool. As much as I like the white keys, you know, when you do techno, you gotta be all black, right? So I got these these black key replacements, and I got them sight unseen, so I'm hoping they fit, but they fit Cherry MX switches, and it looks like they are the right size. Perfect. So these switches, these are from Erica Synths, so you can get these from Erica Synths. It's angled on the front, whereas this is angled on both sides, and then also the round part is the concave is this way and not this way, whereas on these I can see the concave is all round all the way around. So it might be a little different, but I'm gonna put them on there and try it out and see if it works. Oh yeah, you can't tell me that doesn't look dope. Okay, just so you can see the difference between the keycaps. So this is the original Sequentix. This is the Erica Synths black key replacement for their drum sequencer. I couldn't find any other keys that were just black that had the little LED window in them. So we're gonna find out if those shine through nicely. I think it's gonna be fine. The only difference between these is that concave, but also the thickness. See, or how tall they are. The white one's much shorter. I don't think it's that much of an issue. I will say I prefer the shorter one. It's a little bit of a cleaner look, but I prefer the black just because techno, right? It's flush with the encoders, which makes it a little better. It makes it okay, but it does make it a little more difficult to turn the encoders. Not really difficult, but like having that clearance with the shorter buttons would make it a little better. But that being said, remember I said these had the angle on the front, so that kind of helps out with that. It's not a big issue. I think it's something to just get used to. But yeah, I'm super pleased with how this looks, you know, just like all black. Probably gonna replace these with just black encoders. Such a well crafted machine, especially being you say mom and pop, but like, you know, like that being homemade. This is a very homemade thing.